I'm Selene Speaks and welcome back to my channel. Believe me when I tell you, Alligator Alcatraz was just the beginning.
You're locked in with Selene Speaks, so let's get into this social critique.
The remote Florida Everglades just got Alligator Alcatraz. Now Florida is building its sequel at a military base. That's right, there will be an Alligator Alcatraz Part 2 right at Camp Blanding in Florida. You might be asking yourself, why now? Well, they built one detention center in 8 days, but this time it's way bigger and more complicated. They said Alligator Alcatraz was urgent, which is a migrant detention center deep in the Everglades that's capable of housing between 3,000 to 5,000 people. I've already done a video about this. If you want to see that, I'll link it in the description box below. That detention center, Alligator Alcatraz, was built in about a week or so. But barely a month later, Florida is expanding fast. This time it's not swampland, it's a military base. Construction is now underway at Camp Blanding, which is a Florida National Guard facility in Stark. Florida state officials already confirmed that this migrant detention center will hold about 2,000 people, mostly detainees waiting for deportation orders or hearings.
Construction begins today in a new immigrant detention center in Clay County.
Yeah, so the facility at Camp Blanding is separate from the controversial Alligator Alcatraz, as we know, in the Everglades. It is expected to hold up to 2,000 detainees. News4Jax reporter Brianna Andrews is joining us live. And Brianna, there's a lot planned for this site, and not everyone's on board.
And you know, there's been a lot of mixed reaction, especially from some lawmakers who are questioning this decision. Another ICE detention center is planned to be built in Florida. This one at Camp Blanding. Governor DeSantis backs the project that supports President Trump's federal immigration crackdown. The governor says the plan builds on the Alligator Alcatraz facility in the Everglades.
It'll help DHS, it'll help our state and local law enforcement with relieving some burden on resources.
Not everyone supports this plan. Camp Blanding is already a training site for the Florida National Guard. The facility sits in a rural area surrounded by woods. This would be Florida's second detention center after Alligator Alcatraz. For perspective, the emergency management director says the Everglades site was operational in 8 days.
But in comparison to Alligator Alcatraz, this project is not a sprint, meaning there's no rush to build it.
4 key improvements are needed before Camp Blanding can start housing anyone.
Florida State's immigration enforcement operations demands better infrastructure, from food to shower facilities to safety and behavioral health,
including serving 4 meals daily, 2 of them hot, with kitchens and dining areas in each housing block. It will also need a full medical clinic with a pharmacy, plus an ADA-compliant behavioral health facility, and buildings for barber services, secure personal property storage, and contracted laundry services. Canine contraband checks will also need to be set up.
That means paving new roads, upgrading old buildings, even building canine contraband detection systems. So here's the question: why take the more slower, expensive route in lieu of the goal being speed? Camp Blanding is indeed attracting more questions. And of course, these environmental groups are concerned about expanding detention operations. Governor Ron DeSantis, he's doubling down. In fact, he calls it an extension of Florida's new approach to immigration enforcement. So why the secrecy on timelines? Why is there no clear opening date of this new migrant detention facility in Camp Blanding when the last one, Alligator Alcatraz, went up within 8 days or so? It's because what we're seeing is not just a crackdown, it's the creation of a whole new system. Let's think about this. 2 large migrant detention centers, both state-controlled, insulated from federal direction, and it's happening somewhat fast. And the gag is, Camp Blanding is not just a backup. It may become the model. Is this a preview of how red states will handle border enforcement going forward? Together, Camp Blanding and Alligator Alcatraz make a shift in how Florida is handling immigration enforcement, with state-led facilities and emergency orders and minimal federal involvement. Florida is no longer reacting to the border. It's building the blueprint for how states can bypass Washington entirely and on their own terms. But of course, I would love to know what you think. Do you think state-led migrant detention centers are the future of immigration enforcement, or a step too far? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you liked the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and share my video with someone else who likes this type of commentary. Until next time, thanks for watching.